Hey guys, what is good? It is Kyle back with episode 3 from the Behind the Gloves podcast. This weekend was madness. Trust me, we've got a lot to unpack from these games this weekend. We've got own goals, we've got penalty drama, early stunners, late heartbreaks, extra time madness. These games were incredible. The round of 16, and it's not even done yet, were incredible. Some teams rose, some teams collapsed. Goalkeepers this weekend, some of them had a night to remember, and some of these games will be haunting them forever. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into the chaos. So Saturday drama. We had Palmeiras and Botafogo, 1-0. Palmeiras going to the next round. What a match. Two Brazilian powerhouses going at it. High tempo, physicality. It was super technical, super emotional. And, talk about goalkeepers. The goalkeeper for Botafogo, John Victor, put on a masterclass for this match. 4 incredible saves that kept Botafogo alive until the 90th minute when they went into extra time. His positioning was perfection. His reaction time was elite. It was insane. Completely owned his 6-yard box, came out for almost every corner, was truly dominant until the 100th minute when Palmeiras finally broke through. It was, I was sitting on the edge of my seat the entire time, guys. It was incredible. He had a 7.5 rating in that game, and honestly, that really should say it all. He was incredible. On the other end, Palmeiras keeper didn't really have much to do. He had 2 saves. Credit to the defenders, though, who literally put his face on the line to stop a goal in extra time. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was a point where Botafogo had a corner. They placed it in, and the defender blocked it literally with his body and with his face. That has personally happened to me. I've had my center backs and right backs and defenders in general, my teammates, put their body on the line and literally block a shot with their face and their chest on the line where I grab the ball. I mean, that right there just shows that these guys are willing to do anything and everything to go to the next round and potentially win this Club World Cup. Put everything on the line. Show the people what Brazilian football really looks like, right? It was great. Loved all of it. I loved the defending. John Victor put on a clinical show. It was phenomenal. It really, really was. Then, we had Palmeiras center back who fortunately picked up a second yellow card in the extra time. And then he was sent off. What are you going to do? It was a foul. What are you going to do? Wild finish to a tough and gritty game. And then we also had later that day, we had Benfica versus Chelsea. Chelsea won 4-1. This was about momentum. This entire game. Let's just start with Reece James's finish, which was disgusting. Far range, perfect curve, right into the bottom corner, power. It was genuinely incredible. Great finish, but everyone who knows who's a keeper, how you let that in? How? It was in your front post. Yes, it may look like he was going to cross it, but you always have to think about that. That shot that you wouldn't expect might come at you. But you need to be ready. How are you not ready for it? That's poor. You sit there, you tell your defenders, the kick's being played over there, you have everyone on the side here. So you're ready. You're always stood by your front post. Right? You leave enough space so that if he's kicking it long, you can always shift. If you see, he was so far to his left, thinking he wasn't going to shoot. Reece James was like, I'm taking the opportunity. I'm going to shoot, whether he saves it or not. Took the shot. It hit the inside. It almost hits the inside of the post. Almost hits the post and goes in. No, you don't let that happen. I don't care what anybody says. That's poor goalkeeping. That's poor. You got to do better than that. That's really bad. You can't get beat from your front post unless it's incredible. I mean, listen, all credit to Reece James, but that's not how you do that. That's not how you goalkeep that. Benfica's goalkeeper had 7 saves, conceded 4. Not great. I mean, I should really say everything. Unfortunately. Chelsea's keeper had a solid day. He had 4 saves, only 1 goal conceded, which was a penalty from Angel Di Maria. And, you know, and the goalkeeper finished with a 7.6 rating, around an 8. He did good. So then, I mean, everyone knows, and there was the weather delay, and, you know, there were about 5-10 minutes left in the first half where they were up, and then Chelsea players were upset, and Benfica, then the game resumes. Benfica earns a PK. Di Maria converts at death to make it 1-1. Then it goes into extra time, and that's just where Chelsea freaking dominate. A goal at the 108th minute, a goal at the 115th, a goal at the 117th. They just dominated. Possession, shots, big movements. They did everything. Honestly, they did everything correct. Benfica just weren't here to play. Unfortunately, they just weren't. Then we had Sunday's absolute disappoint showing from Inter Miami. PSG 4-0. This wasn't even... PSG came out on top with 19 shots, 9 shots on target, and completely controlled the game. The midfield, they controlled everything. I mean, no words. No words. Neves scores in the 6th minute, and from that moment on, Inter Miami were shook. They were shocked. They didn't know what to do. Now, my thing is, right, the goalkeeper from Inter Miami made 6 saves, still conceded 4. But on the first goal for John Neves, he's the shortest man on the field, right? But as a goalkeeper, it's a foul, right? So same thing with the Benfica goalkeeper. This time he serves it in. PSG serves it in. So as a goalkeeper, you're now looking to see who needs to be marked, right? And let's just say, I don't know if PSG does man mark. I don't know if PSG does zone. If they do zone, that is atrocious because John Neves was left out in the back all by himself to all the space in the world. And credit to him because the header was perfect. The service was perfect. But as a goalkeeper, you need to learn that needs to be better. You need to realize, there's somebody in the back. There's somebody making a back post run. Somebody needs to get on that. Why, as a goalkeeper, you haven't seen it? You see the field clearly, bigger than anybody else. It's got to be better. It does. It really, really does. I'm just unreal. Positioning was off. Yeah, you don't let him do that. And look at Donnarumma. Had an easy day. 3 saves and a clean sheet. He didn't really touch the ball, but he stayed clinical when he was needed. He made a couple saves. That was it. Total mismatch. Inter Miami were simply not ready for this PSG, who are in form this season. Then later that day, you had Flamengo and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich won 4-2. This was weird. Scoreline was exciting, but an actual match sloppy from both sides, from both keepers, from all defenders. Giving the ball away, it just was a mess. Manuel Neuer only had 1 save and conceded 2. Rossi had 1 save, conceded 4. Terrible day for both of them. It's going to haunt the both of them. Flamengo had 12 shots, but only 3 on target. Bayern were more efficient, though. They had 8 shots, 4 on target, 4 goals. That's a clean finish. But the goalkeeping just wasn't up to par. It just poor ratings across the board. It just wasn't good from either side. And Manuel Neuer is supposed to be one of the greatest keepers of all time. Possession was nearly dead even. Same with passes. It was a pretty balanced game overall. It just went down to defensive lapses and sharp finishing from Bayern Munich. So what are you gonna do? They're a good team. Then you also had Monday. You had Inter Milan versus Fluminense. This is why you don't ever underestimate experience in a team. I'm sure most people figured, runner-up in the league, runner-up in Champions League, they were going to dominate. They had possession, they had shots, they had corners, they had literally everything a team could want. They just couldn't convert. And the early mistake was absolutely brutal. In the third minute, everyone knows as a goalkeeper too, again, anything inside your 6-yard box is yours. Anything inside the 6-yard box is yours to collect. And you don't hesitate. That's another thing you don't do. You don't hesitate. When you make a decision, you go. You don't sit back. You go and you take the consequences if it's good or if it's bad. Jan Sommer hesitated. And guess what? Suffered the consequences. If he would have gone, maybe he would have made that save in the third minute. Maybe. But doesn't do that. He sits back on his line, bounces in the 6-yard box, maybe about a foot away from him, and he hesitates. Which then as a keeper, you're like, shit, I can't do anything. Second guess yourself. He did. And then Fluminense capitalized and punished them. Early in the game. Sommer had 2 saves and conceded 2. Not one of his best games that we've seen in the past. It's not. Now let's talk about Fabio, the goalkeeper for Fluminense. 44 years of age, 4 saves, a clean sheet, and completely shut Inter out. The guy is almost as old as some of your uncles and still kept the runners-up of Serie A and the UCLA from no goals. Incredible. Inter tried to push, but then in the 93rd minute, Hercules scores and puts a knife in the hearts of them. Of Inter Milan. Fully deserved though. Incredible. Then, in all honesty, to me, Man City versus Al Hilal was the game of the tournament. And we didn't even finish. This was the game of the tournament. That it had everything. Everything. From heart to pure love of the game, to never give up. And if you missed this game, I'm so sorry you missed it. I'm so sorry because this was chaos at its finest. Man City dominate every stat. In 30 shots, 14 on target, 19 quarters, doubled the passes, 7 massive chances. But Al Hilal refused to say, nah, we're not about to sit back. We're about to go nuts. Give us a minute. Bono, absolutely unreal with 10 saves. And yes, he did let up 3. But he kept 8 or 9, and he still held the line when it mattered the most. It truly was an incredible game. And there was one save that Bono had, and he came out, it was against Savinho. It was a pass from Haaland. Savinho took it, tried to go past Bono, but Bono never gave up on it. You could see the grit in his face. He was like, no. And he's bear crawling on the floor. Bear crawling. And he reaches over and blocks it like that with one hand. You got to give credit where credit is due. And Bono has shown, even in the World Cup, when him and the Moroccan national team went to the semifinals of the World Cup, no one expected that. No one expected that. And Bono did very well to represent the international team and himself and Al Hilal to show everyone that the Saudi Pro League is not to be messed with. It was incredible. I love to see the different styles of football. Between European, between South American, between Asian, between American. It's incredible. I love the differences. Edison on the other hand though, not his day. Fortunately not his day. 2 saves, 4 goals conceded. Crap performance from him. Now, the first City goal, I swear, looked like a handball in the build-up. I thought, not from Gundogan though, from Nouri, the left back. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, DM me, whatever. But I don't think, I truly think that little flick that was given to him on this side, I feel like, I don't know. I thought it was a handball, but listen, I could be wrong. That's what the purpose of takes are for. But I think it's a handball. But guess what? It don't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Because the Travella assist from João Cancelo to Malcolm was, perfect. Counterattack where City got exposed? Yeah, no. That's on the defense. Not on Edison. Edison got smoked. They all did. No one was expecting João Cancelo to send that thing down. No one was expecting that. Malcolm took him on with pace. No one could catch him up. No one could catch up to him. And took it. Went and did well. Oh, but was that an amazing goal to take him on to tie it? Huge upset. Al Hilal sent a message though, like I said. They sent a message saying that the Saudi Pro League is here. We're not afraid of the European giants at all. So that was this weekend. That was just this weekend. We got games today. Real Madrid and Juventus and Dortmund and Monterrey. And then we got next weekend's games. So, but unfortunately, because of the big holiday this weekend, there won't be an episode on Sunday. But I will return to you guys on Tuesday, and I will go over all of the the semifinals for what's gonna happen, because I mean we've already got crazy games in the round of 16. Not the semifinals, the quarterfinals. We've got crazy games in this. Now we're about to see what's gonna happen this weekend. Shaky goalkeeping, some true standout performances from these guys. Make sure you like, comment, share it around, subscribe, follow the podcast on different all my socials. Don't forget, drop your takes on the Al Hilal upset or Fabio's 44-year-old clinic. So, thank you. From the net to the mic, peace.